Have we asked ourselves why the Afrikaners run to America when they have a problem in their country? Why don't they approach Russia or other Western countries, but specifically America? Salute Squatters. I hope you guys are good. Thank you to the new subscribers. Those who have not subscribed, please log in and subscribe. It's for free to subscribe. Let's grow this channel because we continue to engage more information and all that so that we conscientize the black society of South Africa. We have missed a lot for the past 30 years. We've been deceived. ANC has lied to us. So it is our time now to regroup. It is our time now to inform people. It is our time now to engage. Click that notification bell. When I drop the content, you happen to be the first to know. By the way, let's get into business now. Why the Afrikaners run to America when they have a problem with Cyril Ramaphosa? Let me answer this question. America started to be too much involved in South African affairs, politically so, from 1985. Between 1985 and 1991, that's where everything was happening. That's where horrible deals were signed between the Afrikaners, the ANC, and America. A lot of comrades in the ANC knows exactly what I'm talking about. They were involved, some of them, in exchange of a good life, businesses, more money. You know, money plays a major role in politics. Even Cyril Ramaphosa bought comrades so they can vote for him in 2017 to actually become the president of the country. He did. So, well, the CR17 issue and all of those things, bank statements, sealed, whatever, we know about those issues. Now I want to get to this, that the same people who actually released Yanusz Waluz on a parole are the same people who were involved in Comrade Chrysanis' murder, the assassination. That is why even until today, the Hani family is left stranded and nobody ever bothered to explain or to give them a closure, at least for the sake of closure. Hani family continues to suffer. ANC doesn't care about them. ANC doesn't want anything to do about them. They left them out in the cold. I'm not there today. I want to get to this one. Between 1985 and 1991, America was very much involved in the South African affairs. Cloning someone is a very lucrative business. Cloning someone is a very lucrative business. And it needs someone with all the expertise and all the money that will run the whole operation. It's a process. It takes years. It takes years to clone someone because you need to teach this person how to exactly function. They are now divorcing their natural character and they get into, it's like acting. They get into this new character. Nelson Mandela, who went to prison, was once registered on the red list of terrorists. He was not allowed to travel, to cross to America, no. He was the biggest threat to America, by the way. Nelson Mandela, that came out of the prison, was a glorified, he was a saint. He was loved by America and introduced to us and pushed through our throats. In 1993, they assassinated Chrysanis. The ANC comrades, some of them there inside, there, senior, I'm talking about senior people, knew that Chrysanis was going to be assassinated. You want to tell me that if the ANC was not involved in Chrysanis' assassination, wouldn't they bother to dig further, deeper, to investigate actually who sent Yanusz Waluz to kill Krizan. You want to tell me they don't have those resources? In 1991, when they started with this CODESA negotiation, CODESA 1, CODESA 2, Krizan was pushed out. He was isolated because he was a threat. Comrade Krizan. May his soul rest in peace. So, Comrade Krizan was the person who could have liberated black South Africans. So he was a threat to the traitors. He was a threat to the enemy. They had to eliminate him so they can run their shenanigans in his absentia, knowing that, no, there's no more threat now. We can dance now. So, you know, these Afrikaners, they made a deal that is hunting them today. The ANC made a deal that is hunting them today. Actually, now they regret because what they started, they cannot finish it. America has got a leverage against South Africa. South Africa is nobody to America. Some of the American citizens who understood what was happening in South Africa, they know that there was a cloning of this man who happens to be a glorified man. That is why I still maintain that Nelson Mandela, that came out of prison, is not hero to all of us. Some of us, he is not hero to us because we understand how it came about. So America helped the Afrikaners to rectify their mistakes so that they can continue to loot the state resources. It was part of the deal, by the way. The same people who released Yanusz Waluz are the same people who were involved in the assassination of Krizan. Check who was there in 1991 in the negotiations. Thabo Mbeki was the most trusted politician to Nelson Mandela who came out of prison. Thabo Mbeki was a close ally to Nelson Mandela that came out of prison. Very, very much close. He used to share everything with him. He used to tell him everything. He used to use him to attack anyone who acts against him. So now we are sitting here with a big problem because South Africa cannot function now because these Afrikaners are holding ANC hostage and America is there to mediate, but at the same time they remind ANC that you must never forget what we did in 1987. You must never forget the favor that we did for you. So whatever you do there, you need to remember that you still owe us. In Tswana, we say, that's one. Even if you do it in the dark, someone is watching you. The secret will be out. The secret will be out. Look at these comrades, ANC, all of them are rich. They are rich because of they agreed, they signed the deal with the devil. They are rich today. They are living fleshy lives. Okay, no problem. They benefited. The most poor black South Africans continue to be poor. They continue to be marginalized. They continue to be sidelined. They continue to face poverty. So, America, for as long as ANC is still in charge, they will still continue to abuse its powers to rule South Africa from Washington, D.C., in White House. They will continue to do that because they have a leverage against ANC. ANC comrades agreed to these shady deals that they signed between Afrikaners and America and the ANC. So the comrades who were actually against this deal, they were either eliminated or they were silenced, they were threatened, just like Mamwini. Mamwini was threatened with a Stratcom report because she wanted to rise against these deals. But unfortunately, the enemy was too strong for her. She couldn't rise. She even wanted to stand for deputy president. The very same ANC Women's League, they made sure that they avoid that from happening. They made sure that they stop her from pushing that agenda. People like Thabo Mbeki played a major role in all these problems that we have today. People like Thabo Mbeki knows everything. He's part of the problem. Carl Niehaus, the EFF MP now, once mentioned that he refused privatization, to sign for privatization. 1997, somewhere there. But the Mandela presidency from Mandela's office removed him from being a parliamentarian. Because why? He was a threat. Kevin Watson went to Carl Niehaus and said, I want you to sign for privatization because I've got Bosasa, then Bosasa will benefit. Carl Niehaus said, no, we can't go for privatization. The state resources remains state resources. We need to capacitate the state. He was removed by the same Mandela administration. Thabo Mbeki in 2000, the year 2000, he signed for privatization. Mandela put Thabo Mbeki because he can use him to push these deals. I don't understand today when people say Mandela changed South Africa, Mandela liberated us. Where did he liberate us? Mandela never liberated us. Mandela caused problems that we are facing today. Mandela is part of the problem why we are here as South Africa today, black South Africans. Thabo Mbeki is part of the problems we have today. Jacob Zuma is part of the problems we are facing today. He went on and introduced the Guptas and all of that. And now when EFF approaches him to say, let's change Section 25 of the Constitution, he refused. But today, he has got MKP and claiming that he will liberate black people. He was there. He couldn't solve any problem. He was there. We are not idiots. He will deceive people who don't know if he was ever a president in this country. You know, Jacob Zuma is acting as if he has never been a president in this country. He was a president. He was once having those powers to change things. He does not have interest, South African interest, in his heart. No, he doesn't. He's self-serving. He's doing his own thing. There. So all these politicians, they must never come to us as if they are clean. No, they are dirty. Some of them, they've got blood in their hands. ANC, some of these ANC comrades knew that Chris Hani was going to be assassinated. That is why even until today, up to today, they cannot even challenge that. Yanusz Waluz, who sent you to assassinate Chris Hani? They were part of the deal. They were part of the deal. That is why it remains a mystery. And now, if you check, the man is out. He's there in Poland, in his home country there. ANC continues to take care of that man. Because if they don't, he's going to spill the beans. ANC continues. They rather take care of that man than taking care of the Hani family. Criminals, these people. Criminals. So, you can understand that we are dealing with people that we cannot trust. We are dealing with criminals here. The ANC. In 1993, Lucas Mangop of the Buputatswana said in his statement, mmuso wa ANC ke mmuso wa magodu, ke mmuso wa mapantiti, o tlile go le sotla banake. Meaning that the ANC government is the government of criminals, is the government of bandits. They will make you suffer. Here we are today. We are suffering today. We are suffering. So as long as ANC is in charge, as long as ANC still runs the country, nothing will ever be all right. Nothing, we can't fix anything with the ANC. The ANC must go out. The ANC must go back to the dustbin where it belongs, so that we can be able to fix this country. America doesn't want Ramaphosa to continue to be a president, but he doesn't have a substitute now. They want to hand over this government to someone they can trust, like Helen Zille, because he's white. Then he will comply. She will comply. She's white. She will comply, and she will actually carry on with the certain agreed deals that she has promised America that she will fulfill. They want ANC out. America wants. Donald Trump doesn't want anything to do with ANC. There's 3 things that can take Ramaphosa out. In just 6 months, they can just push him out through a campaign. Marikana massacre, CR17 bank statements, and Pala Pala. Anytime that man can just be pushed out. So it is so sad for a poor South African to hope for a change. Stop hoping for a change. For the next coming 15 years from 2029, for the next coming 15 years, there won't be any outright political party which will achieve outright majority, 50% plus. There won't be. So we are going through, a revolutionary change of, and there's going to be those kind of anxiety and all of that. So we are going to go through a lot as South Africans. A political landscape is changing. It's changing, and it's going to be very difficult. The economy will just perform poorly. We are going to face harsher measures, harsher circumstances. Poverty will strike very hard. Unemployment rate will be very high because of these politicians, ANC. Had they done the right things, we wouldn't be here. They would still be in power outright. People loved ANC, but ANC never loved people. People loved ANC, ANC never loved people. We are stuck now. Where do we go? Where do we go from here? The Thabo Mbekis came and pursued Nelson Mandela's deals. He continues to mess up. If there's anyone who caused chaos in South Africa during his presidency, is Thabo Mbeki. He just signed, so that these things comes back and haunt us now. People are suffering now. You see him talking the African Renaissance, UNISA there, like, these scholars, they will deceive us through education. Talking like, mentioning big English words. He's part of the mess. Let him come clean and apologize to South Africans for what he did. Because what he did continues to haunt us today. It's so sad. It's so sad. People glorify Mandela, glorify Thabo Mbeki. Those are the people who caused these problems that we are facing today. The fake rainbow nation, the South Africa belongs to all who lives in it, borderless and whatsoever. These are the problems that were created by them. So we are where we are now because of them. I'm scared to say this can never be fixed. it will take much effort. If we don't go to a revolution, we will go through a long period of transition. We'll continue with this, squatters. Thank you very much for watching my content. I appreciate that. Keep well. Salute.